Crimson Orb. Where is that? Here it is. Crimson Sphere of Feng Huang. Alright, so we need to... Well, we can't lose them. We have to hold on to those and, you know, keep that in mind. Got a Soma. That's always appreciated. What do we get here? I swear if it's a cell, I won't be happy. For once. A theory cell. Yeah, whatever. I've probably sold over 120 of them in the past few hours. In-game hours. So... yeah, it's penny change to me. Which is just... you get so overpowered and it's just nothing can stand in your way. That's not to say that there aren't any optional bosses that still... kind of... why did I do that? Oops. Shouldn't have done that. There are still some optional bosses that kind of... well, yeah. Well, one that I think should still be a cakewalk with the abilities we have, but I'm still kind of, you know, on the fence. Sorry, two that I'm feeling that way about, and one which I know I will have my ass handed to me, because... well, how do you feel if... as Atlas said to me, how would you feel if we took those abilities away? So, there's your hint. There's your hint, and I'm fairly confident you already know what I'm referring to, but if you don't, just stay in the dark a little bit longer, the surprise will be worth it. For you at least, not for me. Alright, so now we head to Manipur. Well, first let's restore. Get a mantra for Surf. There is nothing that Heat can get, so Heat is just forever stuck on Monotheus until we get, you know, some more mantras, because there's some to unlock. There's two more. Yes, yeah, there's two more. We have all of the physical spells on Heat, at least. We have all... do we have all the shield spells? Yep, we have every single shield. We're missing 2 magic spells and 3 auto spells. Okay. Well, we'll get them when we get them, which is soon. I should mention that if you... I believe this is the case. If you max out everyone's mantra grids, I think it's... yeah, you have to max out every single character's mantra grids, and then you load up this save file, or your save file with everyone's mantra grids maxed out into DDS2, then at the start of that game, everyone get their stats boosted by 10. All their stats boosted by 10, which is pretty useful, but nowhere near worth the grinding, because honestly, it's a lot of grinding that you need. You know, let's just buy it because we can. 200,000, whatever. Graven image, sure, I don't care. Let's buy it. Why not? We're fine on these, I suppose. We can sell this theory cell, I suppose. We get tons of them though, thanks to the Titanias. Yeah, Titanias, usually, if you grind off them, you will usually get a theory cell maybe like every second battle, and sometimes they'll drop 2 per battle, so that's pretty good. Okay, so we have to go to Gate 2. Sorry, Gate 6. Past the yellow wall in one of the 2 rooms. We are sure, okay. Well, I know that we have to go... oh, okay, well, that's exactly where we have to go. That yellow wall. That helps. Okay. It's been a while since we came to Manipura's... well, this section of it anyway. You know, the above ground section. It's fine by me. I'm not a huge fan of Manipura. Or the Maribel base. Just sort of... I don't like they have to visit it twice and you fight Bat both times. It's too many times to fight Bat. There's another Embryon here, what do you have to say? Be careful, some newbie just appeared asking about the boss. The hell? He's supposed to be a newbie? Went right through that wall. A what? Newbie can... how did... what? Newbie? How does that work? How do you get more... there's no way to get people into the junkyard or more people into the junkyard, aside from Angel, of course, but she's a special case. We don't. It's different. You know, and if there was, you know, maybe some humans could materialize or be sent up through the what's the name, the Karma Temple or something. But I, you know, you'd think that the characters would mention that and point it out. Presence is felt beyond the door. Open the door. Hell yeah, let's do it. Alright, so this is Baihu. So, you've finally arrived. I knew that if I devoured your men, you would eventually show up. Nothing personal, but I cannot remain in this hellish prism. Prepare yourselves. Alright. Well, same thing as before. Okay, well, let's see how Baihu likes to fight. I assume using physical spells, so... that means nothing to us because Ragnarok is almighty, technically. Thank you. Thank you again. What do you think you're gonna do? I probably should have null physical on Cielo and Gale, but I don't. Yeah, we're fine. We really don't need to worry. Because heat just cancels any press turn. That's a clock, by the way. I suppose if they do single target physical attacks on Cielo or Gale, you know, maybe that'll, you know, make things a bit tough for us. But we need a little bit of challenge. We can't just absolutely cream these guys, despite the fact that we are. Looks like I bit off more than I can chew. Yeah, okay, so well, it doesn't even matter because he is unable to get his act together. He is on the floor. He's dying. I'm watching him die. I'm watching myself kill him. Power charge. Yeah, so he gets his time to shine here, thankfully, you know, after the bit of neglect that... I guess I overestimated my own strength. Well, looks like this is it. But I'm gonna go down fighting. What's the name? You know, we didn't really get to use heat for many boss fights in the main story, and you know, he kind of lagged behind a little bit. Not as much as he usually does on my playthroughs. In fact, he's been quite helpful this playthrough. But still, he just doesn't match the you know, how useful and broken you can make Surf. Argel is a good second for magical damage. You know, she naturally gets a lot of magic power. So, well, it doesn't matter. We're at the end of the fight. We're just gonna start using Rage. Good night. Bye, Hood. Oh, you lived. Huh. Well, it's last word. There we go. Okay. Alright, well, there we go. That's it for... Oh, Argel doesn't have mutual karma. It's not too much experience. She'll be fine. Besides, I've left Heat without mutual karma for a bit by accident. And, you know, he's just been he lagged behind quite a bit. Not in terms of strength though. We got the white orb. Heat is probably the best party member we have. Oh, sorry, Surf. I'm sorry. Surf is. Surf is the best party member we have, but I mean, he's a pretty close second. So. Why do you still have Repel Element when you got Null Attack? Nothing in here. Okay, well, we need to head back out. And we need to head to, I believe, Anahata or Ajna? Not sure, actually. Well, I know you go to Ajna, but I think... Actually, I don't think you have to do these in a specific order. I think you can do them in any order. This is just the order that I have them written down my notes. So let's see what I'm doing them in. We're gonna head back to this terminal and get ourselves out of here. It's the rejuvenating light. Yeah, remember these? Alright. No, yes. No, yes? Okay. Alright, so we need to head to Anahata. Yeah, okay. Oh, I can't read. I've stapled in a terrible position. I can't read what I'm... Set 3? Third floor? Yeah, I'd say so. Ugh, okay. Well, we need to head back. Again, I think I've stated this before, but I do wish that there was a easy... You could just teleport between every single large terminal you found in the game. You know, just so I didn't have to walk out and go to the map screen and walk into Anahata and then finally get to the terminal that I want and teleport and then get out of that terminal, you know. It's not a big deal, it's just convenience, you know. Actually, before I go in, because I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the Let's Play, also Anahata's theme is great. Okay, so if I move my cursor over all of these, you know, there's Muladhara, there's Fadistana, there's Ajna, there's Anahata, there's Manipura, and there's Sahasrara. That's 6. And you may notice that the light never goes over the one on the bottom right there. That's because that's Vishuddha, and it's shown in a cutscene, or as in one of the first cutscenes when Gal's talking about, okay, here's the strategy, here's all the bases, and it shows, you know, the world map, and it has the labels to all of the areas, and that one's mentioned there, Vishuddha. So yeah, that's, you know, it's kind of a shame we never get to go there, but maybe for a Digital Devil Saga Duology remake or enhanced port, I don't care. You know, if a game hasn't been... Okay, I'm going to use the Xenosaga trilogy for an example, because, you know, after the recent deconfirmation of, well, not deconfirmation, but just the news that like a Xenosaga HD collection was pitched, or a remaster was pitched to the higher ups at Namco, but it was rejected. Well, I suppose not outright rejected, but sort of just like hopes have been dashed a bit. You know, actually, let me look at the map first. You know, and I don't care for a remaster. I just want a port. You know, if we got a remaster or a remake, I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy. But I don't need one. You know, I think I speak for a lot of people when I say just porting them over is fine. Oh god, we have to walk all the way back here. Oh, just like I was dreading. Okay, number 1. But yeah, you know, I'd rather just a port if it's just easier. You know, well, not, I suppose not rather, but I'll take a port. You know, if it's a game that's, you know, still quality and I still love it, you know, I'm completely fine with a port. So that being said, if they, you know, decided to bring Digital Devil Saga over to newer consoles, PS3 is relatively new, so I never got that item. Well, I suppose not relatively new, but it's only the previous generation, really. Although that's about to change this year, isn't it? It's about to be 2 generations ago, my god. You know, it's not too bad. It's not as bad as Xenosaga, where it's just, you know, are we ever going to play these games again? They're so expensive on PS2, and even then I can't play them naturally because they're NTSC only, never released in PAL regions aside from 2, but I mean, I'll take it or leave it. So it's just sort of, you know, I don't care, I'd rather just get the game somehow. Well, those doors were locked. Oh, I suppose when you first come in here and you fall down the trap. Yeah. Blue wall. No, it's yellow. But yeah, if DDS, the duology, was just ported over to newer consoles, I'd be perfectly happy with that. You know, even if they ran like this. Well, no, okay. You do have to fix, you know, the issues in these ports. You know, this game runs at 50 Hz when it's supposed to run at 60, and that shows. audio desyncing and everything. And the second game really doesn't have many issues except for a bit of slowdown and jittering in a few key areas. That bastard is suspicious. He's no fledgling for a newbie. He walked right through that wall. He's looking for you. Don't underestimate him. He'll end up just like me. Well, let's go behind this wall and see what we got here, you know? We'll see what's here, we'll see what's here. Alright, well, okay. It's that room. So, let's check this room. Alright, let's see, what do we get, we get Iron Shot. Yeah, I mean, it's alright, I'll give it to Argilla. No, because it's already better than, it's not as good as what Argilla already has, so. Interesting, whatever, I'll give it to Gale. CLO, you can have the Nerve Shot. Here you can have the Metal Jacket. Ammo is just, unless you're fighting in a Moikane. In which case, if you're grinding for experience, absolutely try to. It's so difficult though. My turn order goes, okay, so let's say I have Surf, Argilla, and Heat in the party, or Surf, Heat, Argilla in that order. And there's one Moikane. If there's more than one, it just can't happen because they debilitate on the start of their turn. So what I do is I revert with Surf, pass Heat's turn over to Argilla, who uses Debilitates. That way I'm on, you know, neutral ground with the Moikane, and then I have Surf Shoot with his 200 power Magatama ammo, and hope and pray that it crits. If it hits, it won't kill, but if it crits, it will kill. And you get 50,000 experience and 225,000 Macos. So that's really useful, and a lot of AP, so it's really good. So here's Guijan, known as Genbu in some other SMT games. Hey, we finally found him. I believe I did all the work. If you call napping in your shell work, then yes. Can I help it if I require 9 to 10 hours of sleep per day? You mean in addition to the 12 hours you get each night? What can I say? Carrying an oversized worm around takes a lot of time out of me. It takes a lot out of me. Alright, they're just one entity, hit the back of the shell. I've got to wonder how this works though, because it's obviously one person who's transformed into this. Oops, on the mic, sorry. So how does that work? It was a girl when we walked in, right? Yeah, is this woman just speaking to herself? Essentially, she's got split personality disorder and she's just speaking to herself. Dikunda, well that really livens up my day. So you're going to be a physical user. Interesting. Okay, well you've power charged. Let's pass. Let's use one debilitate. Actually, no, we can debilitate twice because we got the extra turn. And now let's Ragnarok. Alright. So, okay, can I... Is it going to matter? No, Terra. I thought I got in a loop there. I guess not. Debilitate, and let's Ragnarok again, because I doubt there's anything this thing can do to touch Heat. Is that all you think about? Listen, they're laughing at us over there. We've got to do something about it. This might be more than we can handle. Shut up, you coward. Fight like a demon. Come on. Okay. Rage time. Exactly what I like to hear. Alright, Dikunda. Is he just going to start buffing? No, magic repel. It won't affect us. Power charge, okay. That turn, well, I'll tell you what did happen that turn that affected us. It used Dikunda. It had 5 turns, I think. And that's all it did. So unfortunately we're not going to be able to debilitate this turn. That's okay. Ragnarok time. Bam. Yeah, it had 5 turns. It's 4 turns, sorry. It doesn't give you an extra turn. It sort of... Well, it gives you 1 extra turn, doesn't it? Not 2. It's just doing the same thing. Interesting. Alright, well... Let's debilitate again. Pass. Ragnarok. Also, I should point out that in most SMT games, Ragnarok is a really strong fire spell. In this game, it's a physical / almighty spell, which is interesting. But sure, I suppose. Gate of Hell, oh god, that can actually hurt us. Okay. Scares the hell out of me. Okay, well maybe there is something that... I mean, heat shielded it completely, so it still can't touch heat. But, Salvation... Pass... Ragnarok. There's no point in, pretty good. I think you've learned your lesson, so we'll let you go now. What? You want to keep fighting? You must be kidding. That's a good one. Very funny. I don't think they're joking. In that case, I'm going to really teach them a lesson this time. That is a clock. Prepare to feel the fury of my clock. Okay, let's do this. Well, what are you waiting for? Come on. Yeah, come on. These two are at least more interesting than this woman, I suppose. It's more interesting than the previous two. Bloodbath. Okay, sure. I mean, we're gonna kill you this turn, maybe. I'd like that. Let's pass and a Ragnarok to kill it. No, not yet. I guess it... Wait, didn't Gekunda last... Yeah, it would have. I guess it doesn't matter, you know, you could have the tiny, like one debuff, one tiny little debuff on it and it'll use Gekunda. So, that's... And of course Ragnarok's activating that because Ragnarok lowers defense. So, yeah, there you go. We did chew through quite a bit of MP in this fight, but nothing more than a usual boss fight, really, during the main game. And down you go. There you go, Argilla. Sweet release. Got an attack mirror. Yeah, I've only realised recently that you never get... Okay, we got the copper orb. You never ever in this game get, or in either of these two games actually, if I'm skipping ahead a bit, get Tetracon or Makaracon, which is essentially, Tetracon reflects all physical spells for 1 turn, so it's essentially, you know, a attack mirror, and Makaracon is essentially the same thing but for magic, so yeah, it's odd that you never get any of those. I suppose they want to put importance on the shields. Yeah, that makes sense actually, you know, they want you to use the shields. And or use the, oh no, I'm maxed out anything. Use the, God, what are they called? The items for them, obviously, so. Yeah, kind of defeat the purpose of having shields or those items if you could use Makaracon and Tetracon whenever you want. So, alright, well that's 3 of 4 done. Now we need to head to Ajna. Alright, so, okay, good thing I've got instructions for myself going through Ajna, because going through Ajna is still, or more specifically the brute space is still, you know, kind of a pain because of the objects in the beginning of the place that decide the layout. You know, if you want a specific layout, you got to go through all that. Why is Anahata after Ajna? It's not like it doesn't matter, because, you know, the chakrams, the primary chakras are in a specific order, they're numbered. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? I'm still alive, I'm still playing this game. Thank God. Alright, so we have to use the white object? No? Red object, okay. Okay, let's use the red object. And we need to head through the northeastern door. In the room past the yellow wall. Although I suppose these are pretty easy to find. Because, what's the name? They're, it's not going to show me. Yeah, no, damn. Well, I just need to find a yellow wall and that's it. So yeah, if you've been through an area before and you've seen a yellow wall, there you go. Or you see a coloured wall, then there you go, you know where to go. Save here. Surf is level 89. I don't know if it's worth hitting max level. It really isn't. You don't really need to be for any of the bosses. It's kind of cool though. You know, it's a point of we're this close. Oh, it's right there. Okay. One man destroyed. He destroyed our entire platoon. He's looking for you. You should withdraw now. The wall meant nothing to him. Please, you must listen. He's got some, just looks like scuff marks, unless that's embryon paint. In which case, wow, he really gave up on the brutes, didn't he? Wow. Oh yeah, it would be actually, because the brutes had their paint like this, except it was blue, and obviously you had to switch to embryons, so he changed it to orange. Interesting. Okay, well, time for the final one of these four. Alright, let's go. Okay, this is long. It has a longer name than that, usually. You know, it's got some other names to it, but I guess in this game it's just called Long. You were right, Huang Long. The easiest way to get to Nirvana is to devour the last remaining tribe leader. You saved me the trouble of finding you. Now you'll be devoured. Alright, so it's no Koryu, so it's not a problem, really. Well, seems to be a running theme with all of these mini-bosses. So I'm not even gonna grant them the title of boss. Okay, well. I know these four specific Chinese mythological entities, deities, they have a name. You know, like the four of them together have a name. I can't think of it though. Alright, well it's mind charging, so I'm just going to use Mega Dolan. I don't think we really have much to worry about. Power charge. It is the fourth one, although I think you can do these in any order, so I don't know. Gluphidine, not a threat. Revelation, a little bit more of a threat. A little bit. Immune to ailments though, so we can't get any. Oh, it's not Revelation that gives you ailments, is it? No. Alright, well, let's Ragnarok. You seem to take a lot less time than... what's the name of Everwood? Who did we just fight? Who did we just fight? Guijan. Because Guijan keeps using Dikunda. I have no doubt that you will too. You've gorged yourself on the sweet meats of purgatory. But now it's our turn to feast. Yeah, maybe you do have to fight these in this particular order. Because he mentioned Huang Long, or maybe you just have to fight Long here last. I'm honestly not sure, so... He's almost dead already, wow. Let's Mind Charge, just in case he gets around to his next turn. Or he doesn't finish him off with this next Ragnarok. He's power charged though, so let's see what he'll do. No, this can't be. Well, he's Tarakaji. Using more Tarakajas. Let's see here. Wait, he power charged twice. You can't do that. See, if I try to power charge now, it won't let me. So I guess the AI sort of broke its own programming and power charged twice. It doesn't do anything. Obviously it said limit reach, so... That's odd. Okay. Got the Azure Orb, and we got a piano. A Miura piano. I'm sure that's a reference to some developer. Maybe a developer's wife, husband, I don't know. Regardless, we actually don't have to go anywhere next for the sort of wrap up to those four, because yeah, there is one more that we have to fight. But before that, let's go save. We got a Soma out of that as well, I just noticed, so it's pretty good. No one maxed out their mantra. Okay, so for this boss, do I want to keep things as we have? That's a good question. No, because there is one thing I want to add to everyone's moveset. That would be Null Expel. Because, and I don't think it shouldn't, it really, knowing who we're about to fight, it really shouldn't have any death attacks. It really shouldn't. If it does, then that's a problem. You know, you're the only one with Dekunda, so I'll just keep that on your heat. Oh, whatever, it's fine. Just keep it. Yeah, but we really don't have to change much of anything else, so... As far as I'm aware, I might want Null Fizz on you, CLO. Well, see, heat already cancels any problem, any physical attacks that happen, but no, okay, I don't think it's going to be using many physical attacks. I don't know actually whether or not it's going to, but I really doubt it does. Oh, why? I just realized I've put Summer Recalm on him. We don't need Summer Recalm anymore because of the Revival Orb. There is zero use out of Summer Recalm. So, odd. Okay.